All right. See the daydream rays starting to come in here, so I'll say hello to everybody. Waiting for Troubaduo to pop in. So once I do, I will bring Troubaduo up. Um, but they haven't popped down in the basement yet, so I'm still waiting for them to pop in here. Once they do, I'll pop them up. But they also have internet stuff going on, so they may or may not be here. I haven't got an email from them or anything, so we'll see. Um, Hello, Artes. Hello, Bob the Raptor and Joe. Hello, how are you? Um, this is our autism garden. Uh, hello. Hello, Dean, by the way. If you guys ever hear that in the mic, that's just the tablet um, notification. Ben Boulain, yeah. Uh, and the Daydream Raid. Hello, Melnetti. Um, Hello, forever best friend. Hello, this is our autism garden. And actually, they just popped up in the basement, so I'll pull them up here in a second. Hello, KNR. Hello, RV Ashes. Hello, New Horizons. Let me pop them up here and we'll get going. Hello.
Hey, can you see
How?
me?
Yeah, I can see. I can see you just fine. I can see and hear you. You're all
Okay,
good.
it's not just my eyes.
Nope.
Is it?
Nope. Nope. It's all of you and the multi-colored. Looks like Afghan on your couch there behind you.
Yeah. Hey, Bryson's gonna be here in a minute. But I wanted to jump on so we weren't late.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Um, so did you make that Afghan?
Actually, a friend of ours, she's passed now. She actually made this. You can see all the little
Wow,
patchwork, and she made this for our son. And it's got peace signs, all over the other side. So we
that's
like
really
that.
that's really awesome.
Yeah,
Um,
it's neat having that kind of stuff.
oh yeah, and hello Van Vita Travels and Roy and Becky. Um,
Here, will you make sure
let's
the
see here.
way? Because I
His
don't know what it looks
his way
like.
homestead. You look fine over here. You're not jittery or anything. So
Cool.
uh, yeah,
Bryson's adjusting because he's
all
gonna.
good.
How you
It,
doing, man? It's so nice to meet you.
I know, I know. Finally. Um,
Okay.
uh, I I really when I think I first ran into you guys at Blue Wave Stream.
Yeah.
Um, but I really once I heard your music, I was like, oh man, you guys are awesome, and and I fell in love with a lot of your songs. Um, and I thought it was crazy. Like you guys finally got to 1,000, so congratulations on that.
And
But it was crazy seeing the your video for We Carry On. I don't know what you're up to, how many thousands. I think it was like 30,000 or whatever one time I looked. But it was way up there as far as views on that go. Um, have you had people reach out and leave comments to you on any of your songs that have touched them?
Yeah, a couple times. But we're pretty much unknown artists in the world, But it does happen, and it's really neat. It makes you feel good to know that your art made a difference in someone's life because art can do that.
Right,
Music, music can really do that.
right. What are some artists that you guys listen to coming up that did that for you guys?
Uh,
it's kind of shifted, over
yeah.
the years, but right now,
I'll start.
yeah,
Yeah,
he just redid our like influences on one of our pages recently, and he
the staple singers from the 60s and 50s, Mavis Staples specifically, and her dad Roebuck, um, Tom Petty, Van Morrison, Gillian Welch,
Chris and Morgan Stapleton
for today. Yeah, they're definitely someone we
for
like
today.
today.
Yeah, we feel like we kind of kind of, you know,
And a
we
lot
get
of
along with them.
a lot of '60s folk music, or even to Joe Cocker and stuff. We like '60s music.
John Mellencamp.
John, yeah, love John Mellencamp.
Let's see, who were with? Oh, Creedence Clearwater.
Yeah,
Revival.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all that stuff from back in the day.
Yeah, we just like that.
Tedeschi
Trucks today.
Susan Tedeschi and Derek Trucks band. Oh man,
freaky good.
Fire. She can. They can together. He sings on the guitar and she wails, and it's just wow.
So what? It's really cool. Like I really like the Halfway to Homeless song. Was that the first song that you guys wrote together?
No, I wrote that just before I met Jill, after going through divorce and just being at the bottom, kind of.
Right.
We both kind of lived the story, you know, in it. I mean, we both met pretty beaten down, and at a singer-songwriter night at a bar in Hollywood. That's how we met. And so, you know, we knew what it, well, like many, like you do, you know, we knew what it was like. And it was pretty crazy, you know, that song We Carry On Too. Bryson wrote that before he met me. And when I heard it, and I remember my sister hearing it too, she was like, that's about you, you know? So We Carry On is like one of those songs where it was like, whoa, it was like talking directly to the heart. And but I was blessed to get to, you know, go on and sing with him and redo that, you know, the backgrounds on that song. And one day I hope it might be kind of cool to do Halfway Home again. But
yeah, we'd like to do it together.
but we feel like any of the songs that we've written together or apart, like because we became Troubaduo and we're one flesh, we're married, that it's the songs that God's given us. So we're not, you know what I mean? So
yeah. Yeah. Well, the one song that your newer one that I really liked is Worse Without You.
Oh,
cool. That's a really good one. And then a lot of the songs off your new album are really good too. Like sometimes I'll just walk around and listen to the songs off your new album because I really liked and I put a lot of the acoustic type music in my videos because it's so different than what's on the radio now that it seems new, even though in reality it's one of the older musics. It seems like it's new again because it doesn't get played anymore.
Yeah. What has
been your guys' favorite song that you've written?
Oh wow.
You can pick first.
I don't know. It's kind of it's kind of hard to choose. Kind of in this last year or so, we've really gone through a shift, and just with life, and you know, just learning, you know, especially being farmers and doing that for 4.5 years and making less than minimum wage, and him almost, you know, him having a bunch of health issues from being in the heat and overworking, you know, all that stuff. We kind of came through an awakening of like, wow, life is passing by and it's not worth it to chase the dollar, even if it's just a little dollar. You know, it's like we need to just trust. I mean, yeah, we need to work with our hands and we need to share our talents, and we need to, you know, put ourselves out there and reach out and help people. But there's a fine line of like, whoa, that's too much when you don't have time for your family, when you don't have time for your friends, when your health is like, you feel it be like you're jeopardizing that. So we went through all that. And I remember one day I turned around and I was like, dude, our son is like, he's like 8 already, or it's like he's a little man now, you know. It's like, man, life is going fast. So anyways, forward. Through that we wrote a lot of like really good songs, you know, and not I mean, God just, it's all from God, you know. We're thankful. Thankful for that. It's nothing, you know, it's not like we're cool or anything, but you know, it's just neat. So it's hard to choose, but I'm trying to think. I mean, we've got a handful that we have not even put out there. Oh man, it's hard to choose. I mean, I like the one on our album. I like the love, if we could love a little, or we can all learn. I don't even know. A little love, you know. I like one. I like Worse About You. I like Bright Side of Blue. But there are some songs recently that we haven't put out there. Like,
well, I have two. One's old and one's new, but there's one we haven't released called The Joneses, and that's everything
that I was just saying, basically.
That she was just saying, learning what's not keeping up with the Joneses, and learning what's really important in life, and what truly being rich really is, which has way more to do than dealing with money. And but other than that, The Joneses, that song, my favorite is, it's really weird. It just happened, and the first song we ever wrote together. It is always going to be one of my favorites, and it's called Waiting for the Sun.
Oh yeah, that'd probably be one of my favorites.
We were in Hollywood and doing the rock and roll, the pop rock. I mean, the Hollywood rock and the pop rock thing when we wrote that song, and it ended up being the style that we play today, which is so weird, because our first song we ever wrote was an acoustic Americana folk song.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't even think about that.
So that's one of my favorites, always will be.
Waiting for the Sun, and you can find that there's two versions of that. There's more of an acoustic, quiet, and then there's kind of an up. It kind of shifts and goes upbeat. And it's a song, and I'm not going to go into too many details, but it's a song for people who have lost loved ones. You know, my brother passed away when he was 29, kind of a crazy story, and so that song came out a few months before he passed, and when he passed away, I kind of felt like that song was given to not only comfort the fam, but to comfort those who had gone through the loss of a loved one. So
when you were talking about your son being like 8 years old, that seems like it was around the time, because I really liked the video that you did for One Life, because your son's in that video. Like, was that really fun to film with him doing that video?
Yeah,
it really was.
It's anytime you do a video, as you know, it's a little work on the editing and stuff, but looking back, we're like, oh man, we always have that now, and it's so cool to have that when he was little. And
he had a blast too.
He's always been into Snoopy, and Snoopy loves the top hat. I know Snoopy's old school, but we're old school in our thinking. And Jetty is too. He likes old art like that, so he loves Snoopy, and Snoopy always wears the top hat and the cane and the suit. So that's where that came from, and he wanted that. He asked, like, for Christmas, he's like, I want a suit and a cane and a top.
Black shoes and everything had to match. And
it's a different request for Christmas.
It was pretty cute.
You know?
For sure.
Like, that was fun.
We're glad we did it.
And I really liked your son's idea when he said, why not just leave the Christmas tree up year round and decorate it for different holidays? I thought that was so cute.
Oh, thanks. It's kind of fun. Right now we have it dressed patriotically right now. I might do at the end of the year, like maybe when Christmas comes. I've been trying to get a little footage of each shift, and change, and I might put something up. I don't know. It's kind of silly, but sometimes people like to see that kind of stuff too. And like Bryson said, it's like a documentation of kind of things that have happened, and it's up there,
It makes our son Jetty happy. So it's cool.
Well, you guys also do farming out there as well. Where you're at. What has been the hardest thing to grow since you've been out there?
The answer is everything. Doing it organically, or doing it without any conventional pesticides, herbicides, all that. In Arkansas is extremely difficult, and people have become accustomed to wanting their produce to look perfect, and it doesn't when you, especially when you live where we live in the South. It's bugs and disease. And it's been real hard, and the heat has been the hardest thing on me. And uh, any kind of vegetable
Flowers have done good.
or fruit is hard. Other than stuff, flowers is easy, and berry plants, which takes years. That's the downside. But berry plants, when they get established, and fruit trees, they're a lot easier than cabbage or tomatoes or broccoli or carrots. All that is very difficult.
And when you're selling the public, that adds kind of another huge kind of heavy dynamic, because you're trying to, I don't know, there's just so many curveballs and obstacles and bumps. I mean, that's just life. But when you're trying to do it for a living, to sell the veggies, it's tough. It is really
it's impossible.
Tough. For the fam, it's fun. It's fun for the family. It's fun to share, friends and have them come and pick or whatever. But
because you can't buy food that's
public,
that healthy for you.
It's tough.
Right.
For the public here, it's impossible to make minimum wage. You have to have a big city market.
And a lot of a lot of people coming and working for you. We don't, we're us, and then his parents have helped a ton with the farm, and then, Jetty. So.
But I could get a job at Subway and make way more. It's a fact.
It's been a good learning experience. Humbling. It's been very humbling, and I think we're better. I think we're better inside. We've come a long way because of it. So.
Right. It's probably a little more satisfying than working for somebody else like at Subway, though, too. Even though it's less, it's probably more satisfying that you did it yourself.
That's the bright side, and why we decided to do it, so I could work from home.
Yeah, it is.
Stuff like that. So now we're still farming. We have some cows, and we're propagating berry plants to sell berry plants. And that's a lot easier. We'll see if it works out.
Right. Yeah. Right. Have you ever been out there working and then just had a song come to you while you're out there, like a melody or anything like that?
Yeah, but it mostly happens when I'm indoors. I kind of fought to stay happy outside farming vegetables for a living. Man, it's so fun when you go out and you garden and you're doing it and everything. But when you start selling it to the public, the pickiness and everything, it was just hard for me.
Yeah.
To maintain joy. I don't want to sound too much of a downer, but I was just like, man, I'm ready to go back, and make minimum wage somewhere. But but we figured it out. We figured out, like, garlic is a crop we could grow, and it's not too toilsome for us. And berry plants,
and flowers aren't too
flowers.
They're good.
So we have figured it out, and then it becomes more fun. Do you have songs that come to you out there?
Sometimes I'll get like a little melody, or usually just a melody. But yeah, I don't know.
Happens to me indoor. It happens to me a lot. I get up and have a cup of coffee and sit in my easy chair.
What has been your experience so far on YouTube? Because you guys have been on YouTube for a while. Because some of your songs were on there for a long time. So, what has been your experience like up to this point?
YouTube's our favorite social media by far.
Definitely.
It's the channel the avenue for us for sure.
Yeah, it's, you know, you're able to, I mean, you're able to do things on YouTube like having your own TV network. You know, you're just able to do all the stuff and reach out to all these different people all over the world. I mean, that's amazing.
The community is way more tight.
Yeah.
Personable.
Since we met Daydream about nice things, Gary and Tammy, I mean, he pulled us into the traveling community. Of course, there's more than just travelers in there too, but I mean, which is so cool because we used to travel and live on the road, and you know, we know what living in an RV is like too. But we love it. I mean, we just love having that relationship, and you know, with the farm and work. And I know other people are busy too. Sometimes it's hard to go in and watch videos or comment or get in the streams. But like, I realize, like, at least if I can do it every once in a while, like, that's better than nothing at all. And I notice if you just stay in contact and stay communicating with people and just say, hey, love ya, or hey, you know, cool video, or just trying to reach out and love, it's just, it makes a difference, you know, in people's lives. It makes them feel good. And so, but we didn't have this kind of community back then. You know, when we started in 2009, when we started our page, I mean, we were leaving the city, we were leaving LA to living on the road. We didn't have the capability. I don't even think with our phones, we weren't even really uploading videos or anything like that. It was mostly just go, go, go. And so we weren't tour,
and we didn't know that YouTube was going to become our avenue.
No, and we probably would,
or we would have spent more time.
Yeah. So it wasn't like the last, you know, few months where we were constantly, like you have been, communicating with people, and so that obviously helps, you know, bring in more into your YouTube family. But you know, it's okay. It's all part of the journey. And I hope though that people can see our page. We've been on there since 2009. And you're going to be okay. You're going to get there, okay? It took us 11 years to get to 1,000, okay? It's all right. Don't worry.
But our motto with it is don't keep pushing so hard every day. Just keep walking. You know, I mean,
live your life.
Don't overdo it and over stress out about that kind of
It'll
stuff.
happen.
Just keep walking.
Yeah.
Take it easy. You know,
and do what you can do.
Do what you can.
Yeah.
Everybody's
and you
life.
can grow your channel, and it's definitely possible if you put in the work. And we're willing to put in work
what we can.
But at the same time, we don't keep the standards of I've got to do this every week. I've got to do that. I've got to.
We tried that. We did try.
We kind of, that's where we're at in life. Not keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah. And we have a son. You know, we're raising this little man. So. Big man. He's a big man. So, but anyways, lots of words to answer your question.
Yeah.
By the way, your band is totally radical. It's the absolute inversion of the A-Team, and I love it.
That's awesome.
It's like so cool.
Yeah,
I love your band.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome, and I'm gonna probably get some stripes for the one that I'm building out here next week, so that I can still keep the stripes on it. And Nomadic Rat Pack said that the nomadic community is one of the most diversified communities I found on YouTube, and I would have to agree with that. You're still there.
You're kind of going in and out, brother. Can you hear us?
Yep, I can still hear you. You're still there.
Okay, now we hear you. I think we're going to move closer to our little signal here, so we're going to take you with us here.
All good.
So we want to be able to hear you.
Wait. There.
Oh, there's the tree.
Oh yeah, the holiday tree. There you go. All patriotic for 4th of July. Yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Oh, little hat on top, little Uncle Sam hat on top. Huh?
Right. You're right. Got to pay your taxes.
I'm wearing my PJ pants.
That's all right. At least you're wearing pants.
I got our son's SpongeBob SquarePants
Oh,
mug
nice,
here this morning.
nice. Yeah. What has been your experience? Like, because I always wanted to, play on stage and all that kind of stuff. What is it like playing in front of people at a concert?
To me, it's. I feel a lot more comfortable doing that than I feel talking or doing interviews. This is
You're cool. You're chill.
You're personable. But it's a lot more comfortable for me. I've always been the recluse that sits in the back of the classroom. I don't know. And on stage, I don't know. I just feel like it's what I was meant to do. It feels comfortable.
Right.
It's weird.
I like singing backup for him. I mean, I enjoy.
I love her harmony voice.
I love singing with him, and I sometimes get a little nervous, but I enjoyed it when we were traveling and meeting, people and getting to go to all these different places, and it was neat. It was neat getting to do that. But how cool is it that you can still go places online? I mean, I know it's not exactly the same, but at least you can still communicate with people and do concerts online, which we hope we would probably for our celebration for getting to 1,000. We're thinking about doing a concert. Our stream seems to work okay when it's just us on there, but when all the other screens, when we're trying to do it with other people, for some reason it's like, wah, 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 wah. And I know like it's okay for some people, but like for, it's just kind of tough when we go back and, listen. It's like, could you even hear the song? Like, could you hear the lyrics? Like, I don't know. Lyrics are big for me, So.
Well, I'm there with you. Yeah. Because my cell phone's the same way. When it gets a bunch of people, like I can't.
Really?
People stop moving on my screen and all that stuff if I'm up there with everybody, and so I understand completely on that.
You're doing so good with your cell phone, doing all your videos. I loved your posts that you shared, like just encouraging people. Like, you don't have to have all this fancy stuff. Like, all I have is my cell phone, and I've already reached this goal. And that I think that's really encouraging to people. So
thank you. And look at you guys. You just told everybody it took you 11 years to get to 1,000. And how does that feel though for you guys? Because I said it kind of feels unreal, like to think that there's 1,000 people subscribed to you. So how does it feel for you guys?
Great, because like less than a year ago we were at 600. So it's not like a Facebook like page where you can easily. I mean, you can get 3,000 likes very fast, and it's really nice to get 1,000 subscribers. It's not easy. It's very doable, but it's
and to have people actually going in and commenting every once in a while, like that actually like the music or just enjoy a home video. That is neat too. We like that. We like people feeling the love.
Yep. And it's been enjoyable to watch it because for me, and I think it's kind of funny because there's more homesteaders that have come into the traveling community. So I think both sides like to sit there and watch and be like, I kind of wish I was doing that. Like, kind of wish they were traveling on the homestead side, and then the people that are traveling, I kind of wish I had a garden to hang out in. So it's kind of cool that it goes back and forth that way.
That's hilarious. It's so true.
That is funny.
Both sides.
What has been, because I really enjoy when you guys did uh Take Me Home Country Roads, and you were kind of sitting out there on the porch doing it. I don't know if it was the acoustics of that porch or whatever, but that one I really enjoyed of the cover songs that you've done. What has been one of your guys' favorite to do?
Of a cover.
Yeah.
Um, I I liked the Jason Isbell one that we did.
Jason Isbell, Last of My Kind.
That was a neat one.
I don't know if you know who that is, but he's like one of the greatest writers of our time. He's the Bob Dylan of our time in his intelligence level and and his songwriting ability. Jason Isbell, Last of My Kind. And I like.
Oh, was that you or us?
That was me. That was
Okay.
me.
Like, are we still there?
No, that was me.
I like Jamie. We did a Jamie Johnson
I was gonna say that.
in color cover, which I'm not. I mean, yeah, it was fun because Jill played drums on it, and that was fun.
I'm learning.
We did a little duo White Stripes band thing.
Right.
Travis Meadows, we did a Travis Meadows song called Riser, and that is a brilliant.
Yeah.
You would like that song.
You would
if you
like,
haven't heard it, because that's you. I mean, right? You're a riser.
Right.
You would like Travis Meadows.
You're a lighter. You're a fighter. You know, I'm like with things can't get you down. You get back up, and that's a cool one. I like that one too.
Travis' first childhood memory was watching his brother drown as a little kid.
Wow.
And his life, he became a major alcoholic. And he said, I was just drunk for this many years. And then one day I just decided to get back up. And I wrote a song, I'm a riser. And it became his first major hit in Nashville. Because he's more of he's an artist, but he writes for all these other artists. So Dierks Bentley cut it, and it was a true story of Travis's life of deciding to get back up and live.
Yeah,
really neat.
So there's 3 of our favorites. You asked for 1.
Well, I also like, because you're talking about doing the drumming. I like how you did the box on Chris Stapleton, Millionaire, when you were doing the box drumming on that one.
Oh, thanks.
We like that. We like that song.
Yeah, that we sat with that one a while until we felt comfortable and like it was our own, like the way that we would do it, and not trying to mimic, another artist. So
yeah,
we're working on that.
I was gonna say, I think it's important to do that. Oh, the rattle one, yeah.
Yeah.
And Nomad Unbroken, he wants to know, because you mentioned the White Stripes, are you going to do a 7 Nation Army?
No, I don't think but they're cool. But I think that's just so cool that you can make that much sound as a duo, and that's kind of one of my thoughts. Shovels and Rope is another good duo. If you haven't heard of them, they're a husband-wife duo that does that same thing. They're like the Americana version of the White Stripes.
All right, I'll have to check them out for sure. Have you ever any of the songs you put out? Have you ever had people like in Nashville or any other places contact you and want to work with you, or have you come out and record?
We have a 21-year story of music stuff, and now
just recently, actually.
There's several times we've almost made it to say. One time, We Carry On, ex A&R of Sony and A&M Records contacted us, and he was talking to us for over a year. It got to the point he was starting his own record label, and he actually, in an email, I still have it, he was talking about signing us he even dropped for $200,000 to $300,000, and then
wow.
right before it happened, the whole thing fell apart. And this guy was very reputable in the business, and it just fell apart for what reason or another. I think it was kind of meant to be though for us. I'm glad we were able to mature. And then the last, to cut a long story short, the last year, we've had 2 songs kept by Nashville publishers, and right now we're having a 3rd song called Dream Again off our new record that we did a little revision on.
Just like one line and
a Nashville publisher asked us to redo one line, and she said, I really want to hear it again and make a decision if I want to use it or not. So that's kind of cool because
it's really cool.
It took 20 years to ever get a publisher to keep a song of ours.
Yeah. So don't give up.
Right.
God has dreams for you.
Yeah, and I really like watching that happen. To see that happen for you guys, because I'm sure as much as you like doing the farming part, it'd probably be a lot cooler to make a living off of music than it is plowing a field.
It would to do the living part, Yeah, that would be neat, but we're okay. We're not limiting God. We're just like we're trying to just let go and just trust and let it be however he wants it to be, because he does have his timing too. And like Bryson said, we needed to mature a lot, like since that one deal was presented us years ago with all that money. We needed to mature. There was a lot of changes that needed to be made on the inside, and so we'll just see. What's cool though is that after the farming, now we know we're not chasing the dollar, even if it's just $1 or $20,000. That's not our goal. I mean, we know God's going to take care of all that. That's in his word, but we're just, trusting his love and just trying to focus on the love. I know that sounds so like mushy gushy, but it's so true. It's so true. Love is the core of all of it. And if you just stay focused and fixed on his love, loving one another as I've loved you, love your neighbor as yourself. So love God, love your neighbor, love yourself, like all together, then things seem to flow a little easier. And it's a daily thing. One
day at a time.
Every day I need to keep, growing spiritually.
Right.
It's a daily thing, man. It's a daily thing. And that's cool, That's cool. Thank God.
Yep.
We still have big dreams to do music for a living still.
Yeah. It'd be neat. It will be neat. It will be neat.
And we're not gonna quit. I mean, if Willie Nelson or Bob Dylan never had made it, I can guarantee you they would have not quit writing songs. And I'm not saying we're that good. I'm just saying if you're meant to do it, you're meant to do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What drew you guys out there to Arkansas? Was it just when you were on tour? It was one of the places that you really fell in love with?
Living in Los Angeles for 6 years, we'll do that. And for us, it did. We didn't. Yeah.
I'm from California. I grew up near Santa Barbara area. He is from Arkansas. So he grew up here. So when we were touring, we didn't really have a home, but like mom and pops, Bryson's parents, they had a room above their garage. So that was like our home off the road. And so anytime when we would have a little break, we'd come and stay there. And then eventually one tour, we found out we were pregnant. So we continued to tour up until we had our son. And that's the story. At the end of the tour in our RV, and it was snowstorming, and so anyways,
this man
delivered him. That's another story, and it was amazing. And he was born in Hope, Arkansas, in Hempstead County. Sorry, and on his birth certificate we put born in the Sea Turtle RV. It's comical for us. It's part of our story.
It's the name of our RV, Sea Turtle.
Yeah. And anyway,
it says that on his birth certificate. They actually,
it's just kind of neat.
They actually approved it. It was
everybody, true. You know, we're kind of, you know, a lot of people, they look at us kind of like we're hippies, and we've got kind of that kind of free spirit heart. But now, since we got reborn, you know, we're hippies for Jesus. So it's like HIPPY. Y is what I say. That's my, what do you call it? An acronym. So happy in the presence of the peace of Yeshua. So now we're like high on God, you know. But anyways, okay. Sorry. So many things.
Oh, that's fine. That's interesting. I was wondering if you wrote a song about that whole experience about having a kid there.
But we didn't want to go into debt, so we ended up staying at Bryson's parents' after Jetty was born, and lived above the garage for a few years until God opened the opportunity for us to move to the land, start the farm, build a house. You know, we lived in our RV in the meantime. And so, yeah, there's a lot in between. But so that we love it, though. I mean, it grew, the country grew on us. We thought we'd settle in like NorCal, you know, and just, you know, or maybe get a place by the beach or whatever, which is beautiful, but
here it's very
so gorgeous,
very
here.
Low cost of living, and it's like you like to go out to the state parks and nature and everything like that. Well, we found a place in the middle of nowhere, western Arkansas, that's dirt cheap, and it's out in the country, and we just like it. It's peaceful.
Free trees, pasture, you know,
coyotes,
skunks,
mountain lion,
you know, lots of animals.
So one of the freakiest things you'll ever hear is a mountain lion scream.
I'm sure it's changed the songs you've written too, because your environment's different, so it's probably changed the pace, the tempo of your songs, all kinds of stuff.
Definitely. We're definitely, we like the some classic rock and roll still, like it's still in us. And Bryson, he's got that rock and roll voice. But yeah, we've kind of chilled out a little bit with the vibe of the music. So yeah.
When did you figure out that you had something music talent wise? Like, how old were you when you was it something somebody said to you and said, "Oh, hey, you're actually pretty good at singing and playing"? Or
I guess I was around 19, and some people would be like, you know, who sings that song? We'll keep it that way. And then some people would be like, man, you can really sing. You should do that.
I had some people say that to me too. Who sings that song? Well, let's keep it that way. It was mostly my siblings, my brothers, but anyways, no, I just loved to sing as a little girl. I just remember being like 5 years old and just, you know, singing, and I loved kind of like acting and stuff like that. I did some of that in middle school and high school, and when I went to LA, but the music, the singing, that was always, that was something, you know, more special than doing movies or whatever. And when I was maybe 12, my mom, I remember, she said, Jill, she was talking to me about writing a song, you know, writing an actual song, not just like poetry, but writing a song. And I was like, kind of like, I don't know. I don't even know how to do it. And she said, watch, I'll show you. I'll write some songs and you'll see. So like the next morning, she had put like 3 songs on my desk in my bedroom and showed me that I could write a song. And I was like, wow, that's so cool. So I started sitting at my keyboard, just kind of self-taught learning. and that's kind of where I started. And I was kind of more in the R&B kind of vibe. I mean, I grew up on, Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston and Debbie Gibson. You know, that was like my little Boys to Men, you know, that kind of vibe. That was what
I love Boys to Men.
You know, that was what I had been listening to. A little Bon Jovi too was there too, because my brothers had given me that tape. But
great voice.
But yeah, and I had an opportunity young. I was working with an R&B producer out in LA, and kind of around the time Britney Spears was coming out, and I don't know, there were some shady things that happened, and I'm just really thankful. I feel like God's hand has kind of been with us the whole time, no matter what, and I'm just thankful that things didn't work out, you know.
Right.
When Jill went to LA the first time, she was like working with the guy that did the beats for Cypress Hill, which to me is so cool, because back in the day, there was no cooler beats anywhere than Cypress Hill.
I kind of met him before, kind of at the end of before we left LA. He's a nice guy. He was nice. He's real nice. But we never finished, because Bryson and I we felt that urge, like it's time to leave the city and go on the road. And so we literally left. I mean, we put in our notice, and we literally like left stuff on the road by the dumpster, like tons of stuff, because we couldn't fit it in our vehicles. And we took our cat and what we could, and we left. We left the city behind. It was pretty crazy. It was, thank God. I'm glad we did.
But that was one of Jill's kind of cool almost stories, was with the Cypress Hill guy. And then mine was, just to hint on it before we got together, like I was on the street and I got offered to go to what was the show called, like to audition Rockstar 2, and it was, at the time it was like, man, I think it was like the band In Excess, and they needed a new lead singer, and then Tommy Lee, the drummer for Motley Crue, was on the show, and he was gonna have a new lead singer. So I got offered that opportunity, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I was real picky and kind of arrogant in my mind. I didn't know it, of what I wanted to do. Then a A&R came to me named Brian Harper, and he was like, there's a band, they're older, and they want a new lead singer. Do you want to audition? And he didn't tell me who it was, and I was like, no, I don't want to do that. I want to do my own thing. But ever since I was a little kid, I always dreamed of singing lead for Guns N' Roses. That was my favorite band. So after I thought about it a while, I called him back and I said, who is the band? And he said, Velvet Revolver. And I was like,
oh man.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, ask them, you know, and I asked them if they still need a lead singer, and he did. And he's like, I'm sorry, it's already been filled. And that was Guns N' Roses without accent, you know. Funny. So I promise there's been stuff like that through the years.
And that was around the time we had just gotten together too.
And then we got almost offered the deal together, which was true.
Yeah.
So how did you guys end up meeting?
I feel like God's, you know, the hand.
Yeah.
What's that?
I was like, how did you guys end up meeting? How did you end up meeting each other?
Oh, go ahead.
As singer-songwriters at a bar in Hollywood, singer-songwriter night. She was playing there, and I was playing there, and
2008, early.
We met and had eyes and hearts for each other and fell in love.
I mean, it was like we became friends. You know, we started working together, became best friends, and then literally, like, we didn't even really like date or anything. We were just like, okay, we want to be together, and we made our vows under God, and that was it. I mean, and then we were just two hippies traveling all over, you know, the U.S. and then got reborn through that. You know, we had a crazy spiritual experience, a healing experience with him. And then, you know, and then about a year after that, we had a child. And I mean, we found out we were pregnant with the child. And man, it's been a wild ride, but it's been really good and humbling, and so much more to come. So
Yeah.
We have each other and a great family in place in Western Arkansas, so we know how rich we really are, you know.
Yeah. I'm sure your son has probably taught you things about yourself that you might not have realized before as well.
Yeah, they're smart.
He's amazing. Yeah. I mean, we have learned so much. Like, he's been a teacher to us, you know.
Little kids will teach you.
I mean, it's so neat. He's our friend too. I know some people think that's a little weird, but you know, he is our friend.
Yeah. And I was gonna say it helps you look at things through a kid's eyes too, and realize what's important probably as well.
Yes, it does. This is Bryson brought somebody else for the interview.
Oh man.
This is Lucy. She is around 18 years old. She's an American bobtail cat, and she's like, "Put me down." And she was in the We Carry On music video, so she's also a famous cat. She's a nice cat. For those of you that don't like cats.
When you guys did that video, did you hire somebody to help film it? On that We Carry On video? Again? Did you guys hire somebody else to help film that We Carry On video?
Oh.
No, that would have been really expensive if we did, but there was a song we had that was used in a documentary by that film crew. I forgot the name of the documentary. Recession. The Recession Ends by Wanderlust, I think. But anyway, they were big. Not Wanderlust. No. I don't know. But anyway, they were big.
Trying to think.
Production company, video company in San Francisco. We did a song that they used on the soundtrack of their documentary, and we're like, in exchange, we will do a music video for you, which is that was a great deal. It worked out wonderful for us. So they shot it in San Francisco for free.
Yeah.
And their quality of cameras and stuff are insane. And
right.
Yeah.
I can't figure out how to get a camera to look good.
Yeah, that's our only like professional music video we've ever had done. So,
what was the experience like doing that though? Like, because I've always wondered, like, how many takes did you have to do? Like, did you get tired of playing the song over and over for them filming it?
We met the night before and kind of brainstormed a bunch of stuff, and then we went out the next day, and it was just like, done. And
wow.
nothing we brainstormed really happened. It's just, you get together and talk and meet, and then they got and they're like, okay, do this, okay, do that, okay, do that, do this, and there's three of them and 2 high-end cameras and one director, and it's done. They don't mess around with time. They're
professional.
They're very fast, and then they go in and edit it for a while. And it's real fast. It's like that in any of the professional film crews. They don't take time to shoot stuff.
So have you had
time is money for them.
Yeah, have you had anything of any of the songs play on the radio ever?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of different radio stations. There was a We Carry On got in the rotation on a major radio station in Maui, I believe, in Hawaii at one time. But
some stations in Little Rock, right?
Yeah, nowadays we just we really don't know what's happening as far as how much it's getting played on the radio. Every once in a while we'll get a little
royalty
tagged from Twitter, or a little royalty. And
we'll be like, cool, you know, because even if it's like $5 or $10, we're like, that is so cool.
Your song got 50
they're being
plays.
played somewhere, you know?
Right.
So you get paid. As a songwriter, you get paid if your song plays on the radio. So every once in a while, we'll get like a $10 check.
Here in Fort Smith, we got a friend at the radio station.
He likes us. He likes our music.
And he, it's like a rock band, I think.
He'll play it.
Yeah, he's played us. So
yeah,
I don't know. Anyways, but as you can see, we don't really know a whole lot about all that. We're praying for it. You know, we prayed too. You were talking about teamwork with, and I know you have questions you've been asking, and but with your, the network and everything that you've been working on, how it takes a team, and so we've kind of prayed, several times for God to send us, different people that do those different things, because it
mm-hmm.
it's tough sometimes, like the the promotion, all that, and the business stuff, and I mean, we're like,
we've tried
we really tried. We really tried to wear all the hats, but we're not.
It's just throwing money down a hole, unless you got the right people helping you. So it's better to. And our focus now is in the studio and putting out
the music.
Be creative, and
yeah. Our old computer and recording studio crashed this year, so I've been on YouTube learning how to do it all again with the new programs, and that's our focus right now. And eventually it'll be, if it's put one video up every 3 weeks or every month on YouTube, it is what it is, but we want to put quality out over quantity, and put our focus on that. That's where, for us, we are.
But there's people like you and like Gary from Daydream About Nice Things that are just like so gifted and just talking to people and speaking.
And encouraging people.
You're an encourager, you're a speaker, you really are. And then when you get out there on the road, I mean, you just wait. I mean, it's gonna be great. Really is gonna be great. You know that already.
Yeah, because all the stuff that's happened so far, so it's going to be exciting. But go ahead.
You have an anointing and calling on your life to stop people from committing suicide and to deal with people in depression. That's what you have, and you have an ability to stop people from going too far.
Yeah. Well, it's being there myself. It's kind of, I can empathize with somebody completely that's ready to do that. And so that has helped, and just it's so funny, because when I was younger, like the last thing I wanted to do was like read in class, talk in front of people. That's the last thing I wanted to do. So it's kind of funny to be doing this now, talking to a bunch of different people every day and all that kind of stuff. So
that's awesome.
It's funny. It's funny how it works. And Nomadic Rat Pack says the interview got me hooked, and I went and subbed these wonderful people. So.
Oh, thank you. We'll check you out back and support you too. Thanks.
Yeah. So you guys, do you have any of your originals that you're going to be releasing anytime soon?
Yeah. I'm nearing the end of learning all this new software and recording. And we're on the verge of releasing a couple songs, originals, soon, and then we'll just keep putting them out. We have like 200 songs we never got to record, because it was always, you can ask any writer in Nashville, it's always saving up $1,000 to get a song done right. Or you'll see these artists raising money to do albums, and they're like, I need $15,000 to do an album in the studio and hire these musicians. And now my focus was more like, okay, let's go spend $500 and I'll learn to do it all myself. It may not sound 100% like the thing on the movie, but I don't care. We can finally put our songs out and not have to throw money down the hole again.
And that's our recent album, Songs of Hope, Volume 1. That was kind of our first kickoff.
We did it basically all ourselves.
And then
we did the whole album for like $160. And even hiring out even hiring out a few musicians with that, and
on Fiverr,
paying a guy $5 a track to master, and now I'm even learning to do all that to take all that cost away.
So,
it's really neat. It's like you were talking about with your YouTube channel. You can do it if you want to, and that's what we feel like with our music now. We can do it if we want to. So that's where our focus is.
Yeah.
Well, that's going to be exciting. And so if you haven't, go check them out. Go check out Troubaduo. Check out the new music coming out. Stay with me. I'll play the outro video. And guys, till tomorrow, stop waiting for life to happen and make life happen. Later, guys.
Amen. Love you, bro.
Peace. Love you.